a whole bunch of pork liver. You always have to make sure your knife is nice and sharp. I'm sure you guys notice that the liver I have is actually frozen. There's a reason for that. Liver can be quite, well, bloody, messy, and floppy and gushy, and I've basically figured out that when you cut it frozen, well, it's not quite as messy, to be perfectly honest. What you're really going to want to do is, I cut mine in just little cubes. Mind you, when you dehydrate liver, of course, it's really going to shrink up. So I guess that's about 1.5 inches by maybe 1 inch square. And really all you're going to do is just cut. I mean, you don't have to take out a measuring tape, cut anything exact, but that just kind of gives y'all a rough estimate of what it's going to look like before it goes into the dehydrator. And as you can see, it's not very messy when you work with it fresh out of the freezer and you don't leave it on your counter, really long. You kind of work quickly to cut everything and get everything put on the trays. When you come across a piece like this that has a decent amount of fat, we're actually going to want to kind of trim the fat out. Basically because with dehydrating any meat, that fat is really just going to take forever to dehydrate. Now this little piece, that's okay. But that big old chunk, it's just not going to dehydrate well. With all of our liver cut up, I only cut up 2 of those packages, just because we're going to start placing them on the dehydrator, and I just wanted to make sure, I had enough room for everything. And I just kind of take handfuls and kind of throw them up here. Then I go back and just kind of space it out. You want to leave, just a little room between each of them, just to make sure there's good air circulation. And that's about what I've got on the tray right now. And then I'll just kind of go back and just lay them out, spacing them out. Just kind of make sure nobody's touching. I don't want it super tight. That one didn't cut all the way. I'll just tear that. And this is kind of what I've got going on. And a few more pieces and this tray will be completely done. And that tray right there, it looks pretty full to me. Like I said, there's no exact science to doing this. And I'll go ahead and finish filling the other trays. I have 2 full trays and just a little tiny bit on my 3rd tray. So I will go ahead and open up this package, get it cut up, and put it on my dehydrator. I basically ended up with 3 full trays, and then this one is not quite full yet. But, I mean, that's absolutely fine. They don't have to be full. And as far as the fatty ones, well, Bo, here? Let's see what Bo thinks. Hi, Bo. You want something? That's a good boy. There we go. cut the dehydrator on, and we'll check this out in the morning after about 8 hours. After 10 hours, I did a check, and they needed just a little more. Now it has been 13 hours. It is a little bit, just a tiny bit, flexible. This one's pretty much done, and so is this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to pick out all of the ones that are finished, which are going to basically be my smaller ones. And then I'll cut it on for probably another 2 hours to get the remaining ones finished. And here we go. Nice, healthy, homemade liver doggy snacks. What I like to do is I just take, the tray, turn it upside down over the other tray. Liver is very hard to get off of these trays, so I basically just take my butter knife and go to the edge of one and just pop it like that. And by doing this, the pieces just pop off. This is our finished product, and it looks like I got quite a bit this time. A little more probably than his normal jar is going to end up holding, but that's perfectly fine. This stuff does not need to be refrigerated or anything like that. It is literally good to go, just like it is. Now, because these have been dehydrated, you don't have to put them in the refrigerator. They are perfectly fine in a container that's sealed. And now, I've had probably a set last me about 4 or 5 months, but that's only because Bo ate them all. I just literally sit them on the counter with all the rest of his little goodies that I make him, and they work perfectly fine for me. Please feel free to subscribe to Bo Life. If you want to be alerted when we upload new videos, just look down there and hit that notification bell. For more about Bo, go over to his Facebook page, Bo Life, and give it a like.